evening to each and every one of you, and welcome to this week's episode of Your Manchester. You are looking ruddy, stunning, Blower.
Do you think we're a little bit busy tonight? If you do need to kind of turn the lights down on your screens, it's okay. It's okay. We've got a lot going on. I'm feeling a bit kind of...
And I'm feeling comical.
You look gorgeous.
I must tell you, I've got my good knickers on. I
That's
must just
nice
tell
to
you
know.
about these knickers. They've given up these days. Now I've got to a certain size. It's good. It's all good. Now they've got to a certain size. They stopped with elastic, and now they're just giving you very tight rubber to wear. It's like wearing a rubber ring.
I was thinking, have you seen those adverts where there's a woman and it's kind of, she puts those underwear thingies on and it just goes...
Honestly, if I pass wind today, I'm going to give birth to a spleen. I really am.
Shall we talk about what we've got on the show?
We've got a marvellous show. Are you excited?
I am. We've got some really, really good guests. We've got Little Lockdown Bakery.
We have indeed. We have got the face.
Yes.
The face, Miss Alexis Stone.
Mm-hmm.
You have to use the word
if
Alexis.
you thought Belinda could do makeup, you ain't seen nothing yet. We've also got some art as well. We've got the Rock Art Challenge.
And it's all going on, isn't it?
Brilliant,
and of course, we've got our regular features. Now, Charlie this week, Charlie Houston Sights.
Yeah, she's been smacking them into up.
She's smacking them into up. And she's also today given us an education on what vodka we should be choosing, because I don't know if you're like me, but when you go out, do you opt for the top shelf, the posh one, or do you opt for the cheap one?
I do the Grey Goose.
Oh, the Grey Goose.
Yes.
Yes. Smeared off because it's Russian, even though it's made in Warrington. But anyway, so we've got all that coming your way today. Now make sure you check us out, because we have got loads and loads going on for you. So make sure you check us out on our socials. And if you can't figure out what they're on, this is what they're on. Indeed. That was fun. Did you run?
Do you know what?
You ran, didn't you?
Behind the scenes action, running in heels, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, whoever was watching tonight. It was energetic, shall I say?
This is why I don't bother wearing them. I tell you, I just don't see the need.
Do you know what I was about to say before?
No.
You were talking about socials, though.
Go on.
You can't just catch us here, right?
Yeah.
You can catch us on socials as well, but we've got a podcast. You can get us on a podcast as well.
Now we love a podcast, don't we?
Yeah, we're on episode 3 this week. So if you want the best bits of Belle and Shel's show, then subscribe to our podcast as well. We're everywhere.
We are everywhere today. We're streaming to 8 different platforms today, everybody. So hello to Facebook, hello to YouTube, hello to Instagram and Twitter. So it's all going on, isn't it?
Got it covered.
The only thing we can't control is when our guests arrive these days, as we're quickly finding out now. But
this is the beauty of a live programme.
You know, it means that I don't have to hold that for a second, does it? It means we can talk.
Now, have you been out this week and made the use of this 50% that is going on?
For the food?
For the food,
No,
yeah. We talked about it last week. Have you indulged?
Why? Because
why?
I'm thick. To be completely honest, of all the weeks to go down on a diet, I decided to go down on a diet, don't I?
Oh, what a shame.
No, it's working. It's working. I'm on this diet with, whatever. It's called Noom, everybody. It's called Noom. And basically you eat anything that's green that could be potentially filled with water. And I must just because I'm going to do this publicly each week.
Anything that's green, so you can't eat anything that isn't green?
No. It's all about water, right? It's about your consumption of water. So this week already I've lost 5 pounds, right? Which is great. But me being me, I was just telling the lovely ladies behind the scenes today, watermelon.
It's green.
High in calorie, low in calorie.
Low?
Not so much, no. Not so much. An apple, 95 calories.
Yes.
Watermelon wedge, like a pizza wedge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably never do this symbol again on television. But anyway, a watermelon wedge. What do you think?
Well, I'd have said 0 calories, if I'm honest. What?
It's a lot. I can't remember now. It's a lot, though. Honestly,
You've just found the punchline.
No, honestly, there's no punchline. There's no punchline other than I've been eating watermelon thinking I'm losing weight.
Do you know,
I'm not.
I think you've been like given the emperor's new clothes with this diet. It's like eat everything green. Come on.
Eat everything green.
Come on.
Honestly.
Do you know what you want to be doing though?
What do I want to be doing?
You want to be eating some
cake.
cake.
I do want to be eating cake.
Absolutely.
Do you know a good baker anywhere?
Well, I know a very damn good baker, and she's absolutely beautiful as well. Please give a Your Manchester welcome to Georgia from Little Lockdown Bakery. Hello, Georgia.
Hi.
Oh, do you know what? It's so great to have you on because me and Belinda have been trying to get you on for weeks, but you're so busy baking.
Well, what happened was I saw your birthday cake, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, that was it. I was hooked beyond hooked. Now, we've got a picture of that set cake as well, so we'll put that up in just a second. It's got your lovely name on it, and it says Shel.
It does, yes.
Look at it.
There you go. That's just one of your wonderful creations. But tell us a little bit, and also the viewers at home, about Little Lockdown Bakery and how it started for you, Georgia.
Well, I've always loved baking from when I've been little, and it's always just something I've turned to relax and just calm myself down. And when we went into lockdown, I was baking for my family, and they actually said to me, you should turn this into a business. Like, I don't understand why you're not doing it as a business. So after a few weeks, we decided to set it up and start selling it just locally, and then it just kind of spread from there.
And Belinda, we can bake or have a go at baking, but it would taste a little bit choice.
I always overcook.
Yeah, absolutely. Yours, however, are absolutely delicious. You have really, really got an amazing talent. Is this something that, obviously it's called the Little Lockdown Bakery, and we've been moving out of lockdown. You are going to continue this, aren't you? Is that
Yeah. I'm hoping to continue it, and I'm hoping to actually do some sort of course for cake decorating to carry on after, and hopefully expand it.
Of course, with what you can create. Let's bring the other little picture up. Look at this, everybody. Look at that.
That was a chocolate orange creation. And I think, was that 3 layers, Georgia, that you did there?
Yeah, it was 3 layers.
How long did it take?
That one took all day. That was my first ever attempt at a birthday cake, so that was probably the most challenging thing so far that I've done.
Wow. But I think it's kind of cooked with love, you know?
With love, yeah. I like everything. My difficulty with this is, George, to be completely honest with you, you must have the patience of a saint. Because if I was to cook or bake anything, it would not be going anywhere other than into my belly.
Well, that is kind of a bit of an issue at the moment, I can't lie. That's the hardest bit, trying not to eat everything.
You've done lots of different things. We've just seen a couple of them there. So you do kind of the big birthday cakes, you do cupcakes, treat boxes. Tell us about some more creations that you maybe have on the list, because you're trying new things all the time, aren't you?
Yeah, at the moment I'm trying a lot of vegan recipes because there's been quite a high demand for vegan things. I'm doing vegan treat boxes, vegan birthday cakes, gluten-free, dairy-free, just trying loads of different things really.
Oh, what's the response been like from people that have got your cakes?
The response has been incredible. It was actually, I didn't expect it to be as big as it was, but people have just been so supportive, and someone posted it. We have like a Facebook group for our neighbourhood, and someone posted it on there, and then that's kind of how it spread. People in the neighbourhood started hearing, and everyone's just been so nice and supportive.
Now, I know I shouldn't ask a lady her age, because me and Belinda probably wouldn't answer what our ages are, but I'm going to put you on the spot. How old are you, Georgia?
I'm 18.
Oh my God, 18, you started your own business and you're absolutely smashing it, you know. Your family must be so proud.
Yeah, they're all really, really proud, and more so the fact that they can eat unlimited cake, I think.
Yeah, that's always a good thing, always a good thing. Any plans to go on the Great British Bake Off then, maybe, in the future?
It is something that a few people have mentioned to me. I don't know how I'd perform under that pressure, to be honest, but I consider it.
You could do it. You easily could do it.
You'll be all right as long as you don't have a soggy bottom.
I'm not even going in that one. I refuse to join. Is there a favourite thing you like to bake, Georgia?
I think maybe My blondies or my brownies, I think, are definitely the favourite, and those are the most popular.
Oh, they sound absolutely. I'm starving already.
I've got to say, and I'm going to be honest here, I'm unimpressed that you've arrived here without first getting samples from our Georgia.
Well, do you know what, Georgia? You will have to come in the studio when we are allowed guests back in the studio. Will you do that for us? And will you bring some delights, please, so we can sample them? Fantastic. In the meantime, where can we get you? Where can we kind of get hold of you? If anybody's watching this goes, oh, I wouldn't mind a bit of cake. Yeah, where can we find you?
I'm on Instagram at Little Lockdown Bakery, and I'm on Little Lockdown Bakery on Facebook as well.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, there you go.
Look at that. You're a logo. You're a brand, Georgia. You're a brand.
I know what I'd say with Georgia is she's very good at kind of bespoking kind of cakes and items. I'm never using anyone again, Georgia. Honest to God, you're amazing. But my daughter loved my cupcakes so much that I got them for her 10th birthday, and I was like, she likes pastel colours, and they came exactly looking amazing, and she was blown away. I think she felt she was like one of her Instagrammer kind of heroes because they all looked amazing. And not one of them was left. Honest to God, we hoovered them up.
I'm yet to sample any of these wonderful cakes and treats of yours, Georgia. So you wouldn't think it to look at the sofa, would you? That I was the one that's not sampled cakes. I tell you, but it is the situation. So just taking in my personality and absorbing my personality. What would you create for me, Georgia?
I think maybe a red velvet.
My favourite cake.
Is it?
Yeah,
amazing.
it is.
Amazing. Red velvet cake. Any particular topping, do you think, or
maybe Oreos. Something
So a
Cadbury.
Jaffa cake.
Jaffa cake.
Jaffa cake on red velvet. That'd be scrummy, wouldn't it?
It would be absolutely delicious. Look, she's on the cadge. So I'm going to tell her to do one now. In good old Manchester speak, as they say. Georgia, you are fantastic. Little Lockdown Bakery, long may it continue, and we'll see you on Bake Off.
Thank you. See you on
So much, Georgia. You're fantastic. Keep doing what you're doing. See, these are the things that come out of this lockdown, isn't it? People started getting creative and
just so positive that you're just kind of like a young girl that's 18 and has kind of like found herself flourishing and making a go of it. And you know, who knows what will come in the future? That's amazing.
She's going to be big. I can feel it. She's going to be big in the cake world.
She needs to come back onto this. Into this.
Did you say you were good at baking or not very good at baking?
I'm not. Do you know what? I've burnt baked beans in the past. I really, really have. I am getting better. One of my challenges for lockdown was to make a curry from scratch because I am Miss Jar. But I've not found a really good recipe yet, so I've not ticked that off the list. I did dye my hair pink in lockdown. That was on my list, so at least I did that. Curry, though, still have to do. Were you any good at baking?
I have baked.
Okay.
Like I said, I tend to.
Packet mix.
It is a packet mix. Is that not the right way to go with it? I can make good scones.
Lovely.
Or is it scone? Oh,
now.
Audience, is it scone or scone?
I know. If I'm wanting to be posh, and I'm at like the Midland for afternoon tea, which is very rare, I'll be going, can I have a scone, please? But then if I'm like at home, I'm like, oh, give me one of those scones. And if you want to go even further, do you put cream or jam on first?
Oh, what do you call it? Let's see what you do.
I put the jam on.
Ah!
Oh my gosh, we might have our first row.
It's cream smeared, like shed loads of it. I cleaned that up as well. I was going to say that word. And then a big dollop like that, and then sandwich.
Not a lot of cream.
Not a lot of cream, you see. That's why you get into that. And I'm sponsored by the Blimp. Now, listen, everybody. You can't have food without drink, can you? And this week, I set our Charlie a task because you know I'm into my vodka.
Oh, I do.
But again, being posh or being peasant, which do you go for? And Charlie found out this week with Booze and Bites. Ooh.
Hello again, my loves. It's Charlie Houston Sykes back with another Booze and Bites. And this week we're talking this stuff. Vodka. Is it worth just going to the supermarket and buying a bottle from a low down shelf to go in your vodka Coke? Or is it worth spending a little bit more on a pretty bottle that you might pick up in an off-licence or somewhere like Selfridges? There are 3 elements to what a spirit brand of any kind will cost you. There's the ingredients, there's the method used to produce it, and then of course there's the marketing and advertising. If we start at the beginning with vodka, vodka can be made with almost anything. So we already have on the market vodkas made with wheat, with rye, with apples, and with milk. And all of those things give a distinctive flavour to the vodka. But you'll also find another element that you don't think about: water. Now, there are some vodkas on the market that use a water that's come from the Arctic Circle. Now, that water is very, very pure, and that adds a different texture to the vodka itself. Now, a lot is made about how many times you distill a vodka: 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. In truth, once you hit about 5 distillations, you're not really going to get any cleaner from any more distillation processes. It's literally almost pure ethanol by this point. And whilst they talk about impurities, what you can actually lose is some things that you get in craft vodka, in the smaller batch distillers where they do it sort of 2 or 3 times. In truth, when it comes to what you're drinking it with and how you're drinking it, that's far more important. If you like it, drink it. That's me for this week, and I hope to see you next week with maybe another question.
Absolutely. No, that's my new motto.
What?
If you like it, drink it. Thank you very much.
That's very good. That's I can see it on the side of castles. I really can.
It's like, if you like it, drink it. Gonna do it.
Well, it's true.
Absolutely.
It's not quite up there with smack your mint up though, is it? Spank your mint up, I should say.
I do love her.
Yeah.
No, she's great. She's really good, and she's going to be going out and about for us next week.
She's doing some food for us.
She is doing some food for us. Now, today,
yes,
it is the anniversary. Can you believe it's been 5 years since Cilla Black passed away?
Oh my
and
God.
Cilla was such a legend.
Years?
5
No,
years.
it can't be.
No, it is. It's been 5 years. Absolutely. And I was just going to say to you, have you got any memories of Cilla? Because I know you like your gingerhead people.
You can't ask somebody like me that, because
but she is a legend.
She's more than a legend. She was my growing up.
Yeah.
There wasn't a Sunday evening when I didn't watch Surprise Surprise until they changed that blinking theme tune.
Also, when the more the world is changing, the more it stays the same.
She was like that, wasn't she?
Life is full of surprises. It's surprising how dreams come true. I loved Cilla. I have to say, she was amazing.
I can't believe you're the first person to mash them 2 tunes up.
Maybe it should be done more. Maybe it should be done more. I've got to say though, I did have the pleasure of meeting her.
Did you?
Yeah, the legend
jealous.
that is. It would have been 1999, and she brought a book out. She'd done her autobiography, and she had this big press launch in London.
Right.
And I went, and it was very much, and I know this sounds quite sad, it was like meeting royalty, because she was showbiz royalty, and it was almost kind of like, it's Cilla Black. And as you say, we all grew up with her and everything. It's legend. And even though it has been 5 years, you're right, she's never really forgot, is she?
You don't even think of her like this. She's not here, really.
No, you don't.
That proves a legend. When you don't actually accept them for not being here, and you still think they're somehow continuing.
And no one has done Blind Date better than Cilla.
No.
When they brought it back,
No.
didn't work. Didn't work.
Shouldn't have done it.
Shouldn't have done it. No.
Blind Date.
Absolutely.
Surprise, surprise.
Do you remember when Amanda Holden was on Blind Date?
I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't. No, I was out behind
Amanda
cellar five
Holden's
drinking.
first TV appearance, I bet our viewers remember that. And she was on, she's one of the contestants on Blind Date. Then she went on to marry Les Dennis, and we all know what happened then.
Yeah. Randy Devil. I tell you, Randy Devil.
Is it time for our next guest?
Well, I think it perhaps should be, although they're not there yet. But I think we're making this up now, boys and girls, as we're moving along. We really are. So we're going to be waiting a few minutes for Alexis to appear, and then we're going to be talking to Alexis.
Did Phil and Holly do this?
To what?
Did Phil and Holly do this?
Yeah, I'm making this up now. Oh, Alexis is here now. Here he is. Look at this. Glamour. Welcome, Alexis Stone, everybody. Look at the glamour.
Welcome to the show, Alexis.
Thank you. Hey.
How are you doing?
Yeah, no, really well. I'm really excited to see that.
Good.
Oh, do you know, it's great to have you on. I think some of the creations that you do are absolutely incredible. I look at them and go, oh, my mouth and jaw just drops. How did you get started in this? How did you discover your talent, Alexis?
Do you know what? I'm so used to looking at people's faces with my work, or whether it's my own face diving into cosmetic procedures, but I've always sort of studied the spaces in between people's features. And I remember saying to my flatmate one night years ago, I'm pretty sure I can do that with makeup. And alas, I did it. And then overnight, it really just sort of skyrocketed into what it is today.
Wow. But I mean, it really is uncanny, some of these looks. I mean, for me, the most iconic one, I thought, you can't get any more iconic than the Queen. The Queen one was
You've
just
got
incredible.
the teeth and everything in place for that.
Which is funny. I transformed into the Queen today.
Did you?
Yeah, we had the Daily Mail over today, so we had to do a few transformations for them.
Wow.
Because we should just explain for those random few people that don't know Alexis, that this isn't just like some hobby that you're continuing in your back bedroom. You're really very, very renowned and famous since you've been doing this, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a few years. I think the moment I sort of got interaction from the celebrities I transformed into, that's really where it changed everything. Because a lot like school, when you're sort of picked up by the popular kids, you get a lot of validation from everyone else. So the moment I was sort of recognized from people like Kim Kardashian and Lady Gaga and Glenn Close, it was really just sort of the affirmation of, okay, these are really so convincing that they're convincing and captivating of the people who I'm actually dating myself.
And what was that like for you, having them reach out to you and love the work that you've done?
Do you know what?
Wow.
I get asked that a lot, and whilst I don't do it for that purpose, of course it's rewarding knowing that some of the people that I grew up idolizing as a child, know who I am, which is just the truly mind-blowing and just like forever humbling experience. But it really just sort of, it's like ecstasy. It really continues to push that momentum to do more and to see the response that you get from other people.
So how do you go about picking who you're going to be transforming into?
Whichever brand pays me the most money.
I love it!
Let's have a look at some of these faces that you have transformed into. Let's look at these. So we've got, obviously there at the very top, we've got, let's work from that way, Macaulay Culkin, Mariah Carey, Me in the Morning. Yeah.
We have...
Look at them.
Who is your favourite? What's been your favourite creation to do, Alexis?
My personal favourite is Goldie Hawn, but that's because I grew up watching so many incredible movies with her. But do you know what? It's kind of scary and somewhat crippling on my self-esteem. The easiest ones to do are the sort of Donatella, the elderly plastic surgery. Because all I have to do is put a bit of foundation and a wig on, and for some reason I seem to resemble them. But for the most part,
you've done Cher.
I've done Cher, and that's the one that Kim Kardashian reached out to me about, actually, because she then went on to transform into Cher herself for Halloween. So that was really the Cher transformation is what really sort of changed my life.
And is there any particular one that you've not done yet that you would like to try doing?
I say no, but I'm always watching movies, and I always say I must do that. So I think now that I've done 200 of them, I've done everyone that I've wanted to, and now it's sort of not scraping the bottom of the barrel, but it's really a case of me harnessing in and focusing on who I need to do.
Do you know what would really get me is, like, I take my makeup off at night, you know, obviously, and then you think, oh, I've spent about half an hour putting my face on. If you put so many hours into doing your face and your creation, it's like ruining your artwork every time. Is that not disheartening?
Yeah, it takes me, whilst it hours, it only takes me about 45 minutes to do them, but it is crippling because I only wear makeup.
Let me just stop you there, Alexis. Say that again. It takes 45 minutes to transform into these faces.
Some of them shorter, but never longer than that.
45 minutes.
Yeah, Belinda takes 45 minutes to transform herself, Alexis.
There's a lot less to work with.
There's a lot of a trowel going on there, Alexis.
Take me so long. I've had so much plastic surgery. I can sort of skip corners.
I was going to ask, have you used prosthetics at all? Or is it all natural shading?
I use prosthetics for my drag work, and then I use things like dentures and custom contact lenses, custom wigs, because that's really the detail with my work. Sort of anyone could transform into Angelina Jolie with a blonde wig, but Angelina Jolie doesn't look like Angelina with a blonde wig. So you have to make sure you've got the hairline and everything else in place for it to really convey that character.
Wow. I mean, you said there you've done 200 creations. What must be the next step for you then? Is there another way that you want to push yourself with this? Have you got any ideas of how it progresses?
I still get asked. The thing is, once a year, they always go viral, whether it's in some context or another. So it's a constant sort of renewal of energy and focus, and forcing me to focus on them. But I think now, not that I'm coming to an end of it, but I would love to give back the audience that have followed it for years, whether it's more of an educational platform. I think I'm going to introduce some books, a coffee table book featuring all of the transformations for people that really love makeup. So there are different avenues I can go in. I obviously enjoy acting. It's a huge part of my work and convincing people otherwise. So if I can do these comedy skits, which I've been doing recently as these celebrity transformations, and I think it revives my energy for them.
Because you do take on the entire character once you've got the face on, don't you? It's not like you're just wearing the face, look at me, I've done it now and off I go. You're literally doing videos and taking on these entire characters.
Yeah, my friends hate it.
I was watching a program. It was a BBC 3 program, and I think it's called, is it Glow or
Glow Up?
Glow Up. Have you ever been approached for that? Because I think, you would be ideal to set them a challenge.
I was at the last episode, on the last season, to be a guest judge. They reached out to a few artists who we all know each other. They had a phone call with me and they just discussed possibilities, and I think they ended up going with someone else that had already been previously working with the BBC. But I do get asked a lot to do TV shows, and it's just really finding which one I want to, because I'm kind of in a position now where I don't have to jump through the hoop as much, so I can really sort of navigate my way to what interests me. And there are lots of TV potentials. If they were to ever revive Stars in Your Eyes, I would love to be involved in the making of that.
Wow, that would be an incredible creation, that, I think.
Where did it all begin for you, though?
Drag started for me when I was a gay boy, age 16, dressing up in mum's clothes. And over the years, it sort of refined a little bit more and more. And I was always focused more on the visual element of drag. And whilst I love a good old standard Liza Minnelli drag performance, which is for me what true drag is, I get very bored of seeing beautiful drag queens all the time. So I try and sort of pull it back and sort of remind myself of where the grounds of drag came from. But because my work is so visual based and social media and digital, I've really just managed to sort of focus my time on that. So it started when I was 16, and really Alexis Stone, where she is now, has really only been over the last sort of 4 years with the makeup collaborations and the deals and all the future projects that I'm working on.
Oh, wow. Well, I absolutely love it. We love seeing what you create. I definitely think there is a TV show in there, definitely, and I can't wait to see which one you choose. So yeah, we will keep watching. If any of our viewers, though, want to find more of your work, tell us where they can find you.
They can find me on Instagram, which is the Alexis Stone, and that is the social media platforms.
Amazing. You've inspired me now to go and
need to spend just perhaps a little bit more time on it.
Well, it's great if men ever get bored, transform into someone else.
All right.
Oh, fantastic. Well, do you know what? Lots of love to you, and thank you so much for coming on the show. And yes, we'll send you some of our creations and see what we can come up with.
Absolutely.
See if we can make you look any better.
Thank you. I tell you how you made me look better. Darkness, I tell you, it's darkness. It's what it's all about.
Oh my God, how talented. We've had some amazing
It's a bit good, isn't it?
He's just
Can we bring that slide up again of Alexis's work, please? I mean, look at that.
It's just, I mean, you
Michelle, you're even in there as well. Look at you.
Oh, I knew you'd get that. but look at the detail, and then to know that that takes about 45 minutes, I think it is.
Makes me feel sick, to be honest with you.
Artistry.
Makes me feel sick. It's
really
unnecessary.
Amazing. I do think, I've just said to remember that there is a show in there, because I would be quite transfixed to see how he does that.
It's clever, isn't it?
Because
it's not just putting a little smoky eye on and a little lipstick and saying, look at me, I'm sure.
I know.
Sure, however.
I think I've done good when I put makeup on at the minute, because, you know.
Yes, indeed. Indeed, it's an hard graft at the moment, isn't it, getting it all done?
It sure
It really
is.
Do you watch television?
Oh, do you know, I do. I like some of the box sets that are on at the moment. I've finished The Crown now, everyone.
Well, you finally got through it.
Did
you love it?
I absolutely loved it. As I say,
Spoiler alert, the Queen doesn't die.
Should we just get what a proper TV roundup is all about?
Right,
because
then.
our Hayley is talking about Corrie, and I think there's a sinkhole involved.
Oh! Spin that VT!
Hi, I'm Hayley and welcome to this week's On The Box. How are you all doing? I just want to talk about Coronation Street this week, if that's okay, because ITV have confirmed a massive sinkhole is going to appear in the Platt's garden. Now, just as David and Shauna are getting their relationship back on track, the sinkhole will threaten to swallow everything in its wake. Now, as the characters reel from Gary's killings, Elaine being threatened and then disappearing by Jeff, of course, threatened by Jeff and then disappearing, and Oliver and his diagnosis, poor little thing, a sinkhole is probably the last thing that they need. It's going to cause huge issues for the already hard up residents. No one wants a sinkhole in the garden, especially with the damage it'll do. Now, meanwhile, Johnny, Nick and Billy are going to be haunted by ghosts of their past. Autumn's beginning to sound very interesting, isn't it? And it's going to cause them all a little bit of trouble. Now, coming soon, as in this week coming, Alia physically blocks Jeff from entering the restaurant with a broom. In fact, is trying to barge in and she physically blocks him. But soon she will become another of his victims of manipulation. At the end of the week, Jeff tries to persuade his family that Elaine is not Tim's mother, and it's all a ploy by Alia to drive a wedge between them and Yasmin. Now, Sally does try to persuade Tim to listen to Elaine and just, you know, breathe and take it all in and not just side with his dad, but he actually chucks Elaine's number in the bin. Now, after her showdown with Jeff, Elaine goes missing, and that leaves the characters with even more questions. So, beginning to sound very interesting indeed, isn't it, for the next few weeks? Now, how are you all enjoying the soap filming? I mean, social distancing and filming isn't an easy thing to pull off, but I think they're all doing brilliantly. What do you think? Drop me a tweet at HeyKate at Your MCR and let us know what you think. That's it from me, and I'm going to catch you next time. Bye!
What is she like? She's got her own logo and everything these days.
I love that little dose of Coronation Street. It was really good.
I'm rather excited about Corrie these days, you know. If it was the old set, I'd be very upset that they were digging up the cobbles.
Doing the sinkhole.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Do you know there was a sinkhole in Manchester? Remember last year there was a sinkhole? I think it was on Thingy Way, not Trinity Way.
Trinity Way? Blackfriars Way? Blackfriars, no?
Or Princess Parkway. Would it have been Princess
Parkway? Yeah.
Caused a lot of trouble with like the traffic jams and everything like that. But yeah, Corrie always kind of relates to what is going on in real life and some of the big issues. In fact, I've got a little bit of gossip for you.
Oh, go on.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, go on, I'm listening.
No, I was actually talking to somebody who was in Coronation Street earlier last week.
Yeah.
And basically, they had just finished filming and said that in Dev's, you know, in Dev's shop, they had filmed in Dev's shop with a face mask on.
For the story?
For the story.
No.
Now, I know we're all wearing them. right, around, and you've got to in shops, but you don't really think about how that's going to translate on your TV and in Soapland and stuff. But no, they're writing it in because that's the way of life that we have it. But I still think it's going to be strange seeing Coronation Street, because I don't know about you, but I'm struggling kind of going into supermarkets with face masks on and being understood and hearing. If you've got actors that have got the face masks on, I know why Corey's doing it, but I think it's going to be quite a strange one.
I'm struggling remembering to get my face mask on. And then I was in Spa the other day. Let me have a moment here now. I was in Spa the other day, right? And this little woman, which I can only describe as Goebbels, right, decided to come up to me because I didn't have my mask on. She tapped me. So she touched me and told me, "Are you not socially distancing yourself? And wear your face mask." And I thought, you just touched me and you stood next to me. Now shift.
But you should have had your face mask on.
But that's all she could have shut. Put your face mask on. That's all I needed.
Well, I've got a story for you. I was on the motorway off to Bury, because I live near Bury. Yes, I do.
Oh.
And, well, yeah, I can say what's there.
Downstairs doing everything. I tell you.
It's only because I'm 5'1". It looks like a big house.
Right. Okay, it's posh.
But I'm set off. I'm going to do my shopping. I'm excited about being able to get out and about.
Yeah.
And I had to turn back off the motorway because I'd left my mask at home, and I was like, well, there's no point in me going in, because you can't even go into a shop to buy a mask because you're not allowed in the shop. So I was like, well, what do you do? So I'm going to invest in two. I'm going to keep one in the car and keep one in my bag.
Well, there's plenty of places to get them from these days, isn't it? It's not like you're ever going to run out of a face mask, is it, to be fair? Michelle Eagleton, wife of Justin Eagleton, who's making masks left, right, centre, called Manchester. Details can be found in our bio. Now, anyway, everybody. Anyway.
I wasn't doing it for a plug.
No, it's all right. I can't use the word plug. Now, listen, we're going to bring in our next guest now, everybody. Now, this lady is one of them inspirational people. One of them inspirational people that you tend to meet rarer and rarer these days.
And she's a lovely friend of the show. If you are a regular viewer, you'll have seen it on here before. It is Carol Ann Whitehead. Welcome.
Oh.
She's looking very glamorous.
With a tiara and everything. I'm not sure we can hear you. Can we hear you?
Of course you can hear me.
Crikey, we can hear you now. There you go. What's with the lovely tiara, Flower?
Fix your crown.
Because we were discussing this week, me and the lovely lady here. Where am I? Why can't I be seen? We were discussing this situation. Hi, everybody. So we were discussing this lovely situation, good knickers, where what we should be doing at the moment with this lockdown is we should be fixing each other's crown.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a big believer of that. And I'm sure that Carol Ann is nodding. We need to bring it back on screen, because that's what we should be doing, bigging each other up and being there for each other. I wish I had a crown like yours, though.
Say that again. Sorry, Michelle.
I wish I had a crown like yours, though. It's blooming blingtastic.
Well, this is my second best one. So my first best one, when I was getting married and having my dress sorted out, I had my dress made. Funny story. You know, when you go into all the shops and they're like, oh, well, we haven't got any dresses in your size, but you're going on a diet, aren't you? And you're like, no, this is what he likes.
So
you know. Shade in the summer and heat in the winter.
I'll tell you about this. There was a shop in the Arndale. I'm not one for naming names, Pastiche, right? And I went in there, no word of a lie, Carol, no word of a lie. This dress was very expensive in this shop. And it said, other sizes available, you know, on the neon little pieces of card there. So I took it to the woman behind the counter, right? This 17-year-old piece of a dot. And I said to her, I'd like to see this in my size. Well, the little witch turned around as quick as anything and went, yes, so would I.
Do you know what? I'd have pretty womaned her and gone back in the shop with my bags and gone, big mistake. Yeah. Big, huge.
Yeah, that's true.
Mortified, Carol.
I mean, the dress I had made was made by a woman who makes dresses for drag queens.
Oh, lovely. But we haven't got you on to talk about that beautiful crown. We've got you to come on because you are a champion of our great city. Tell us about this award that you're getting.
You mean this one that I've got?
You got
oh
my goodness! Oh, I didn't know you got it already.
Tell us all about it. What is it? Tell us.
Right. Okay. So, so excited. So it's. I don't know if you can see that because the light's shining on it. So it's a rising star. We are the champions. We are the champions. We are the city. It was started 5 years ago by entrepreneur Vanessa Valley, and they basically look and raise a lot of women up that are doing fantastic things in their sector. So it could be pharmaceutical, it could be healthcare, it could be marketing. You know, it's all the different sectors. And she's been doing some work in India as well. So it's the UK and India. So they'd get, let's say, I don't know, 500 women from the UK and about 100 from India, and they'd be put in the mix, and she'd get 30 key organisations to judge their application. People nominate them and judge their application. And this is I'd say it was a national award, but like I say, India's involved as well. And I think that's lovely that they are. So I wasn't in any category because I'm not one you can put in a box. And there was a category called Champion of Champions, and it's because, you know, you raise and you empower other women, and you support other women, and you raise them up, and that's exactly what this was for. And I just thought it was really nice. And the awards ceremony was last week, and I had so much fun. But just before the award ceremony, we had a celebration box that arrived, sponsored by Royal Bank of Canada and the University of Oxford, and I got some lovely things like this chat. You can't smell it, but I'm doing that as if you can.
Oh, it smells gorgeous, Carol.
It's nice, isn't it? I'm like that because I don't want to light it. I just want to put it under my ears. And so got a candle, got lots of other bits and pieces, got a lovely bottle of organic Prosecco. Can't show you that in my tummy.
What's organic Prosecco?
Oh, it's good. It doesn't give you a headache afterwards, does it, Carol?
You might as well not drink it.
Look, talking about
I couldn't comment.
And the lovely box you got. Was it a virtual award ceremony? I'm thinking, at this stage,
Yeah, it was a virtual award ceremony, and sort of they did it so like we're talking like this. So I was like spokesperson for the category, which was really nice. So I got to make an impromptu speech, but I'm just going to say that my award. So it started at about 6:45, and my award came up at, I don't know, 8:30.
Oh, had you had a few sherbets by then?
This time had come and gone.
Brilliant. Oh, I wish I'd have seen your speech. I bet it was wonderful. Did it take the shine off? And I have to ask because, you know, we had the BAFTAs this week and all that was like virtual and everything. Was the virtual ceremony a bit of a letdown because you'd have loved to have been there, especially winning the award? Yeah,
because I'm a people person, and I like to schmooze, and I like to sort of network. And this was a special one because it would have been on the roof of the Royal Bank of Canada building. And then we'd have a weekend at the University of Oxford as well. You know, there were all that nice little cute little perks that go with it. So with this one, it was such a shame, but they did the award ceremony really nice. I was really lucky because I had, so one of my contacts, Claire Marie, from Northern Ireland, but she lives in Chorlton, but she's from Northern Ireland, and she was over there playing golf with her mum. And I think I had quite a few of the Cushendall ladies golfing club supporting me. I had basically cheerleaders, which was cool.
I mean, you cheerlead women anyway, because the last time you were on, it was International Women's Day, and we were talking about kind of the brilliant things that you were putting on to do with Emmeline Pankhurst, weren't you?
Yeah. And what's evolved, and that was, do you know, that's bizarre because that's the last. Oh, where have you gone? There you are. That's me. That was the last big event that I'd done. It was a huge event, sort of almost 3,000 turned up, and then at the festival, with the music festival, about 500 there watching the event. And from that, I've been involved again. It's a Emmeline Pankhurst link with the Queen Bee coaching. So I'm supporting them from the wings. It's a mentoring of women of all backgrounds to support them and raise them up and give them confidence to move on. And now more than ever, with the coronavirus and the pandemic, furlough, not furlough, whatever the case may be, women need this more than ever because, you know, they're doing so much. And then
you're going to be telling us over the next few months when you come back on the show about some of your lovely events, some more events that we're all getting involved in, really.
Yeah, so I'm dragging you kicking and screaming, Belinda, onto my so I collaborate with Lloyds Bank, and every quarter I do Women Like Us, and I did the first virtual one in June. So I did one in March, and then I did the virtual one in June, which was really great. And we had the virtual fizz time, so that's quite good. And we just talk about your journey and everything. So you are going to be on my panel in September for Women Like Us.
I am indeed. Virtual.
That is going to be one hell of a fantastic panel. So please do come on and join us again, Carol Ann Whitehead, because we absolutely love you. Keep fixing those crowns because you're doing.
Can I leave you with a quote?
Yes,
go
on.
on.
All right. So please be the woman to fix each other's crowns without telling the world that it was crooked in the first place.
Oh, love it. I absolutely love it. I do.
Carol, thank you so much for being on the show, and we'll see you in a month or so time. Thank you very much. Thank you. How amazing.
Very inspiring.
I love inspirational people.
Didn't even ask her where she keeps her award.
She probably needs a big cabinet these days. She's got that many of them. I tell you, big cabinet. Anyway, let's move on now. Straight away, we want to know what it's going to be. It's going to be nice this week. It's going to be wet this week. Is that going to be moist this week? Or is that going to be baking? Hey, let's find out. Is that Paul Rudd?
Good evening, Shel Bel, and welcome everyone to my weather forecast. And I'm Paul Rudd. And guess what, guys? I have to tell you, it's going to be hot and sticky in some parts and moist and clammy in a few areas. Let's crack on with the weather and see what this week's outlook is looking like this week. Okay, Thursday is looking sunny with the temperatures of 23 degrees Celsius. Friday is looking sunny with the temperatures of 28. Saturday also sunny with the temperatures of 26. And Sunday is going to be sunny with the temperatures of 23. Now, because it's sunny, guys, always remember the 3 rules. Sun cream, drink plenty of water, and grab yourself a hat. That's it for this week's weather, and it's back to you, Shel Bel, live in the studio.
La 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 la.
We're so happy because that weather report.
Do you know, it's going to be nice.
Oh, it's going to be great. We're going to need a hat, as he says, but do you know what? I'm getting the sun cream on.
You don't need it. You've got a special product you smear all over yourself and you turn tango anyway.
Oh, don't look at my
I can't do it because I'm ginger, but actually, I tell.
Oh, no, thank you so much, Paula, because it was a great... I love weather reports like that.
I like a good weather report, do you?
Nice shirt as well.
Nice shirt. That's nice as yours, though. I wish I could find
Gosh,
you're right. What I'm gonna do one day is I'm gonna start. I nearly touched you then. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stalk you and I'm gonna find out where you got all your nice clothes from. I'm gonna wear them.
Oh, yeah, they're all designer.
Because at the moment, that would be... Where's it?
Prime on.
Oh! I love Primark, you know. It's great. Do you know the only thing I've never understood about Primark in Manchester?
Go on.
Paper bags.
Paper bags.
Rain.
Oh, yeah, there you
Doesn't
go.
make sense, does it? No, makes no sense.
You've got too much time on your hands. Next week, can we coordinate, please, with the clothes?
I already know what I'm wearing next week, and there's no way you can coordinate with that.
Oh, okay. If you've got a headache, we are sorry. We are very sorry.
We've even took the lights down a little bit for you, though. We have. We've been sensible.
What have we got next week?
Next week, we are meeting somebody who's called the Mank Runner, and he's been running 5K every day for charity.
Wow, that is impressive. We've also got Emma Carodas, and she is joining us with some of her beauty items from Tropic Beauty.
Indeed. And we've got all our regular features as well. And we might potentially, hopefully, fingers crossed, have a little special guest as well. More about that as we get nearer the time.
Oh, you don't want to miss next week. You also don't want to miss our podcast, because remember, the podcast is available now. We're on series 3. Not series 3. Episode 3. We're ahead of ourselves. Subscribe if you are watching this on YouTube, and follow us throughout the week on our Instagram, our Twitter, all our social
we're
channels.
Everywhere at the moment. The only thing we're not doing, and I want us to get onto that, is TikTok.
Oh, not doing TikTok.
No, I feel that we could do TikTok. I know, well, exactly. Can you imagine us two doing that?
No, that's where I draw the
I
line.
would.
But if you are interested, I'm going to do an Instagram story this week.
Oh, you've got something special going on as well. Is it this week that's going on? No, later in the month? No, later in the month? No, it's all right. Ignore it.
Oh, that.
That. Do you want to talk
we'll talk about that next week.
Oh, she's such a show off.
Such a tease.
What am I doing next week?
Nothing.
Dieting. Yes.
Oh, please eat something other than something that's green.
No, I can't possibly.
Pot noodles are green.
They are if you leave
on
them
the
long enough.
outside.
Do you know what else you can eat that's
Chicken and
green?
mushroom
Do you know what else you
green.
can eat that's green? The Incredible Hulk. But that's another story that we'll talk about next week. In the meantime,
You should be so lucky.
thanks very much, each and everyone, for watching this week's episode of
Your
Manchester.